as long as we've moved $5 billion out of the big banks in the past month, as long as stuff like that keeps happening, we'll let the message get muddled. And honestly, even if you try to assert your will and your opinion on this movement, you'll get eaten up. I mean, there's I have certain things that I want done, but the more I push for them, the more people are going to push back on me, and I'll just end up getting crushed. So I'll just keep quiet and hope things keep happening the way they've been happening.
Okay, table.
Ever since you started this movement, were you harassed or threatened by somebody, by the security apparatus of the 1% that we call the taxpayer-funded security apparatus machine that protects the 1% only? Were you threatened or harassed by them at all? Because you are doing a service to mankind, basically.
Right. Well, there's a lot of things I'm not going to talk about in public, but there are some things I have talked about in public. Well, obviously our website kept getting knocked offline, so we had that. We were never exactly sure who knocked it offline, so I don't want to speculate and point fingers, and I don't have exact proof. I've had very interesting things happen, as have people I work with, as far as perhaps phones are tapped, and I've had all my personal emails leaked to the press. There was a security intelligence person who did that, at least they claim to be. So if anyone wants to read any of my personal emails for the past year, you can search it online and find it. Interestingly, though, these things have helped us, because I was getting attacked that, I was a puppet of George Soros. I have people confronting me saying, you work for George Soros, you're a traitor to the country, yelling all sorts of not pleasant things at me and people I work with. But in a way, all my emails being leaked publicly helped a lot, because it showed that we were legitimate. We were really trying to take on these global financial interests in support of the American people, in support of our families and friends. So in a way, it's like when the police come and pepper spray someone in the face. That just brings more people out. So every time the security apparatus tries to expose us or do something against us, when people find out about it, it ends up helping us. So now that's to a certain level. I mean, there's certainly very personal things, personal harassment that doesn't really get discussed in public. But ultimately we're still here, we're still going strong, and just see what happens.
Future.
Yes, for the first time in years, I am optimistic. I was getting, as I said, we were getting very depressed. Leading up to September 17th, we still kept moving forward because we felt we had no other choice. We felt like, either become a nihilist and go out in Manhattan nightclubs and party every night, or fight this fight, because there really is no running from it. I've had a lot of conversations. People are like, why don't you just move out of the country? I actually had a very popular interview with Max Kaiser, if you guys know Max Kaiser around here. And he was saying that I need to get out of the country. Why would I stay in America? But I really don't see a place where you can run to get away from this. And basically, we were getting very depressed, but we felt like there was no alternative. There was no running away, so you had to keep fighting, even though you were depressed and pessimistic. But now that it's blowing up so much, you can't help but be optimistic. Even if you feel like, the movement's being co-opted in 25 different ways, you still gotta love the fact that, look, yesterday the bank transfer day, I mean, in the past month, we have moved $5 billion out of the big banks. That's just huge. I don't know. No, it's a good question. He wants to know if there will be some kind of national leader in the future. I don't think so. I really doubt it. I mean, this movement is built on decentralized, leaderless resistance. I'm sure you will have people, though, who, you know, because what they say it in a way that resonates with people, and you know, there'll be people that kind of rise up as spokespeople. Maybe there'll be a third party that comes out of this. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. Nobody knows. I mean, it is decentralized. I have no idea what's going to happen. Unemployed, who've been really pushing the envelope throughout Europe. We worked with a bunch of organizations over there. It was primarily young, you know, buried in debt, felt like they had no economic future, that were going out and starting these protests. You know, in Europe it was interesting. There was this whole dubstep angle. If you guys are dubstep fans, but a lot of the students were into this dubstep, and they started making like political dubstep. You know, kind of like a old school hip hop kind of thing with technology. You know, whatever dubstep. But I think